Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Tom Matt Show. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure. It's a jam. We have fun here. That's what we do, and we're all over the place, eclectic wise. Last week, Aaron Bear was here. He's a first timer. He's a marketing guy, and he owns Bear Full Spectrum Marketing is what we call that. He owns Bear Performance Marketing, and we talked about branding, and we talked about building a business and what you need to do for all of that kind of stuff. And then we talked youth sports. That was the fun part of talking about how all these parents, because he's a friend with my oldest daughter, and their kids are my grandkids play ball with these boys. And it's like, let me tell you guys, we're gonna start doing whole episodes on youth sports. It's so crazy. And being a coach and being a trainer, I'm so into this stuff. And I'm like standing back going, how much does that cost? Oh, $5,000. Oh, okay. No biggie. No problem. That's why you want to deal with our guest today, our regular, my man, my brother from another mother, Brock Fletcher, and Stacee Robison. Did I say that right? Robison?
Robinson.
Robison are joining us today. Saving money or making money with your real estate might be in the cards if you're going to get into youth sports. Let me tell you guys, because you need money. You need to,
Yeah.
if you live out in Grand Ledge or DeWitt, Michigan, or in Holt or Eaton Rapids, where Brock's from, get
And
with
Stacee. Stacee's also from Eaton Rapids.
another one from Eaton Rapids. All right, let me do this real quick. Brock Fletcher's been involved with real estate land purchases for, I don't know, a long time. I mean, I've got years scratched out here on this bio.
21 years.
21 now. Let me rewrite that thing here because I got 19 written here, Brock. Thank you. So starting in land surveying, that must have been interesting, and moving into real estate, he started and worked for Thistledew Properties for 8 years. Okay, so this is a little historical perspective. And then
6 years. Six
what's
years
that?
at Thistledew. Six
This,
years at Thistledew Properties. Yep.
6 years. Okay, I got to change that. 6 years. In 2010, now this is the thing, and I want to give you guys a little bit because of the longevity of what Brock and the team has done. I mean, he started Keller Williams, the selling team, in 2010. Is that correct, Brock?
Yep. 2010.
All right. So do the math, everybody. It's not too hard. Long time. Okay. He's built a tremendous team over there, and we love Brock, and we love to try to help you figure out what the heck you're going to do with your real estate. Calling this one simple enough, the selling team, because we
Oh,
have
I like
Stacee
it.
Robison. Yeah. I thought you'd like that. Stacee Robison is with us. Did I say that right? Robinson?
You
Robinson.
say it wrong like all the time.
Robinson.
It's okay.
All right. This is your lifetime. We got Brock here. We got Stacee here, and we're going to pick Stacee's brain on what she does with the team and how she can help you. First, Brock, let's go to you. How's life? This is your life. Get everybody caught up. This is the first question, though. How many times you been on the show?
I don't know. 20?
25.
Oh, wow. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Damn. Yeah, man.
I don't want to use too much time on myself because I want to leave so much for Stacee because she's so awesome. She's not only one of our top agents and has been for a number of years, but she's one of the top agents in the whole area. But my family's well. My daughter graduates from, we'll have her master's in December, and she's doing great in her internships and externships. And my wife and I are very proud. And we're at that season where all of our nieces and nephews are like in their teens. So we're just enjoying, I guess, the last few years of like having like, I guess, little kids, if you will, being our family members. Like everybody's getting older now. So it's fun.
It's part of the drill. All right, Stacee, you got plenty of time here because Brock has done this enough times. We've like 24 times before. So this is your spot. Go ahead. Share your family, and we'll talk about listing specialist duties here shortly. But talk about the family first.
So as Brock mentioned, I live in Eaton Rapids. I've raised my family here. I'm married. I have a son who just graduated from high school in Eaton Rapids.
Congratulations.
Thank you. He's going to Olivet University next month.
What's his name?
Tristan.
Tristan?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Good job, Kristen. Or Tristan.
Yeah.
Olivet
So
College.
he'll be getting a business administration degree with a focus in finance. So very proud of him. Huge into football. So is my youngest son. He's 12. He's going into 7th grade. So I know very well how expensive youth sports are and the travel teams and all of that.
What's the
So
younger
very
son's name?
Silas,
Spell that, please.
Silas.
Silas. Got it. Thank you. Kids love hearing their names on the radio. Brock knows this. I mean, we've talked about this so many times. I mean, yeah. So continue. Sorry.
So big into football, basketball. Our lives revolve around sports. My husband and I have purchased and DIY'd 2 houses over the last, I don't know, 14 years. So we flip them while we live in them. And then last year we built our own house from the ground up. So I designed it, worked with an architect and designed it. My husband got his builder's license and we took on the whole project from on our own, which was a labor of love. But we're done and we got to move in. Took us 6 months to the day from the day we
build and everything. It took you guys 6 months to the day to build the whole thing.
From the day we broke ground until the day we got our occupancy permit was exactly 6 months.
That is,
And-
you know what? I'm gonna lean on you a little bit for a future episode with Brock, just talking about that whole process, because we went through that
a lot.
long time ago, and it's, man, good for you. Way to go. And you did it yourself. That's so hard. I mean, it is really, really challenging. Good for you. Flip them and live in them. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
What's your husband's name?
Justin.
Justin. What does he do?
He's a builder.
So he is a builder. That's what he does. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to plug Justin?
Yeah, River Ridge Construction, LLC.
Okay, Stacee. So I know this is your first time here. Brock knows all this stuff. We're here to plug. That's what we do. We tell stories and we plug. And that's what people like.
You can find him on Facebook, River Ridge Construction, LLC. Go check him out. He takes a lot of videos and posts them. They do really, really excellent work.
Great. See, when we bought Little House Lansing, thanks to Mike Dedman, Mikey, you know, you're getting your name mentioned a bunch of times as always. But I had to go to Brock to find someone to help us with some remodeling stuff. And so went to Brock for our kitchen because Little House Lansing needed lots of help. It's a beautiful little house, but we love it. But thanks to Brock, he knew someone who he trusted, and it was like, boom, boom, thank you so much. So we'll get the word out there, because we do the DIY shows and those things where we can help people save money. So again, going down that thread of saving money with real estate, making money with real estate, tell everybody what you do as a listing specialist. You started to name off your duties, but I think your title is a tiny bit limiting because you have all of these duties that you do. Tell everybody what you do. We got a minute and a half to go before we go to break here, and I just want to set this up.
Yeah, so being a listing agent, my job primarily is to meet with folks who are considering selling their home. You know, mostly that are having some kind of life-changing event. I will meet with them. I always do all of my research beforehand so that I can take it with me on our appointment. We go over that together. In many cases, I will offer them advice on what I would recommend as far as, you know, maybe small projects, cleaning, decluttering, those types of things that will make it easier for me to market their home online. It's really our first impression to our potential buyers. So it's really, really important that the house looks good in the photos. I never ever recommend them spending any more money that they're not going to make money on. It just doesn't make sense to spend $5,000 to get $5,000 back.
Yep.
Unless it's a safety issue, you know, something like that.
Yep.
I work with them. I find out what all their hopes and dreams are in real estate, and then I help them accomplish those.
All right, we're going to leave it there with hopes and dreams, and we'll come back to that, because walking through this whole process, I see where we're going to go with this episode with Brock, and I can see that Stacee is going to be just dynamite for us with all her information. So we'll just walk through the whole process. If you're new, if you're upsizing, downsizing, doing whatever, life-changing events, as she was mentioning, stick around, because we're going to give you some advice here coming right from the woman's mouth. Stacee Robison and
Robison.
Brock. I know I got Robison. I know I got that wrong. The selling team, calling this one the selling team. This is the Tom Matt Show. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Tom Matt Show. Thank you, Sandy, for bringing us back. I want to say thank you to our production staff, Mitch Anderson and Vanessa, for what they do. Amazing work. they just help me help you find people like Brock and Stacee Robison. I knew I'd get it right, because it's important for you to find those people in your life, the people you can trust. And that's why I want to talk about Brock and the selling team of Keller Williams, because Brock sponsors a couple of our segments because we're such good friends. He's a great guy and he's helped us so much. The trust that is involved with real estate is so vitally important. It's that and your financial fitness are the two leading drivers of your life. Take it from a guy who is in his, we're getting to the end of our middle living years, but I've had Brock help me. He's the one you've heard me tell the story about, the helping us figure out Big House Holt and giving me the lowdown on that one and dropping the bombshell on Sandy. You need to talk to Brock. You need to talk to Stacee. And here's how you do that. Okay. Call these numbers. The first one is the office number, 517-853-6408. Said that a million times. 853-6408. Or the super secret, not so super secret number, 517-303-3262. I'm going to say it again. I'll say it again a couple more times. 517-303-3262. Text Brock. Leave him a voicemail. He changes his greeting every day. He will let you know when he's going to get back to you during the message. So when you leave him a voicemail, he'll say, I'm returning calls between 3 and 5. And he does. That's because he's a pro. He knows what he's doing. He handles his business. And his 25th visit on this radio program, we want you to support Brock because Brock supported us. We got Stacee Robison here today. We're going to talk about the whole process of what we go through. These episodes are very, very important if you're getting into the change in life, and life changes happen we never thought we were going to get rid of our forever home. Never. That was that. Stations that have carried us in the past carry us now. WGHN 92.1 Grand Haven, Michigan. WJM 1240 AM in Lansing, Michigan, the flagship of the Michigan Talk Network, where we're broadcast all over the Midwest. WJRW 1340 in Grand Rapids. WKLQ 1490 Muskegon, Whitehall. WYPV 94.5 FM. Mackinac City, that's where Brock heard us for the very first time back in the day. And WKAR at Michigan State University, AM 870, and simulcast at 102.3 FM, carried on Sundays at 5. And of course, we have the podcast all over the place. Remember Brock's number, 517-303-3262. It's kind of going to be the Stacee Robison show, okay? Because Brock's here, but Stacee's the new star, okay? We're going to talk to her about what she does as a listing specialist. That sounds like a big duty, and we're going to just walk through the whole process. Okay, Brock, so let's start it off. Say I'm a brand new customer, new client, and I'm making the phone call. How would this whole process start? Okay, people come in, and then we'll let Stacee take over. But you set up the beginning of the whole process. We're going to upsize. We're having babies. We need bedrooms. We need space. Okay, let's go. How do we do it?
Yeah. So sometimes the conversation will start with me. Sometimes it starts by somebody calling the office line or whatever. Stacee is myself, Stacee, and then Morgan Meredith are all listing specialists on our team. So, as the leader of our organization, I try to get fill up our pipelines of our listing specialists before I fill up my own personal, pipeline, if you will. So, I take a call. What's that?
Is that how that works? You stage things, you get the calls, you stage things, and then you sort of funnel them. Okay.
Yeah, not always, sometimes.
Okay.
So let's say I get a lead and I get some basic information and Stacee's going to work with that client. I'll get as much information as I possibly can, and then I'll put it into our system, and then Stacee will take it from there. And so it'd probably be cool if you kind of pretend that you're a potential seller, and just like Stacee's calling you for the first time, just you can kind of feel what that's like if we kind of role play that situation. So
we're going to do some role play today, huh?
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping that we would do today, because, we run it. And I let me tell you right now, Stacee, you just got the listing from Brock on this new guy, Tom Matt. He's a problem customer. Guy's a pain in the butt. Okay.
Challenge
So
accepted.
Brock's telling you, you know what, he's a little off. He's a little different. Be ready. Okay. You're making the call.
Everybody's a little different, but go ahead.
Ring, ring.
Ring, ring. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Stacee Robison. I'm a listing specialist with Keller Realty. How are you today?
Hey, good, Stacey. Nice to make your acquaintance. How are you?
Yes, absolutely. I'm great. Thanks so much for asking. Hey, wanted to reach out and introduce myself. Brock said that you and your family were going through some life changes, and so I wanted to call and see if I could find out a little bit more about your situation and how I can help.
Well, we're needing more space. I mean, I have limited money. We have a home now. Can you help us sell the home now? I don't know if I don't know if we're gonna have the money to buy the new house, but we need space and we need help. And we absolutely know nothing about real estate. So what's the process? How do we go about this? And can you make me money?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. How long have you been in your house now?
20 years.
Okay, wow. So in 20, can you tell me a little bit about the house itself?
Well, the house is in Holt. It's a
Okay.
pretty big house. It's got a built-in pool. It's got 4 bedrooms, got a finished basement. It's a very nice home. It's about, 3,500 square feet, so it's pretty large. Two-car garage, typical 2000, 2005 home. It was built in 2000. So that kind of thing, but you know the layout. It's a higher end. I don't even know what it's worth now, but you're going to have to help me with that.
Absolutely. I can definitely help you out with that. So I've got your address and everything. And just to clarify, you said you are looking to get a larger home than what you have now?
Yes, we need more space.
Okay.
I
Has
can't,
is your family
can't afford anything. So, I mean, I need more, but I can't spend any more. So can you help me?
well, I'm gonna do my best here, Tom. Just to kind of give you a little bit of information and so you understand how the process goes.
Is this
Typically
going to
what
be
I'll
painful?
do,
Is this going to be painful?
no, well,
Oh,
not unless you
okay.
want it to be, of course.
I like
Um,
you.
well,
Like I
good.
We're
You'll
getting
said,
like
closer,
me.
stay.
we're getting
You'll
closer to
like
the
me
listing
even
here.
more. You'll like me more when they make you money, Tom. How's
Yeah.
that?
That, you know what? Make me money so that I can keep the wife happy, so that we can find a new home that doesn't cost me much more than what we're paying now.
Yeah,
Because, we have a budget, but we have these things come along called children, and we need more space. And so
yeah,
help me.
I can relate. So, what I would love to do is come take a look at the house, meet with you and your wife, and sit down and I'll do all of the research and bring that with me so that we can go through the comparables together. This will help us to determine what the current market value of your home is. We'll come up with a strategy in getting your house sold, depending on how quickly you and your wife are ready to make this happen. We will talk about all your hopes and dreams in real estate. We'll find out what you guys want moving forward. And then I can also connect you with one of our great buyer specialists as well.
All right, we're going to stop there because we're going to continue this role playing here. This is fun. We're going to have fun. This is a whole different deal, everybody. And this is what we're going to do because the reality of real estate is reality. I mean, this is the real deal here. And we got to have people, we got to have connections, we got to have relationships. If you're going to get the most bang for your buck, you need to find people that can help you, give you good, solid information, people you can trust, like Brock, like Stacee. You're listening to the Tom Mann Show. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Tom Mann Show. Thank you so much for listening. Sandy, thank you for bringing us back. Doing all of that good thing. We got Brock here, Brock Fletcher. Stacee Robison is with us as well. Stacee, pretty much the Stacee show today, talking about doing some role playing and talking about the reality of real estate and calling this one the selling team of Keller Williams. This segment is sponsored, just like the previous segment, sponsored by Brock and the selling team, because we believe in them so much. So the story about Big House Holt is exactly what we're kind of doing today with the role playing we're doing with Stacee. But this is what happened back in the day, everybody. And this is why I trust and love Brock so much, because Brock and I didn't even know each other when we first met at the radio station years ago. And he gave me that story. And Brock, you've heard this a million times because I've shared this story, but it's such a good story. And it's like Brock says, I know your life is changing. You're probably going to, and he wasn't trying to drill for business. He was just being a good guy. And that's why you want to get a hold of this team, because they're good people. So he gives me the lowdown, and I go home and I tell my beautiful wife, Sandy, and she wasn't thrilled at all. I mean, Stacee, you could probably relate to this. She was not thrilled. This was our forever home. We did the design. We did all the stuff. We built that place, put that pool. We did all the landscape, everything. We did it all. I mean, we had the builders do everything, but then everything else, you know how it goes with new houses. We didn't want to get rid of that place. But then we found Little House Lansing that had potential, and through Mike Dedman's help and him giving me the advice and Brock getting the number that we had 3 mortgages at one time that tell me that wasn't stressful. But you know what? We came out of it perfect because we had help. And that's what you need. Again, phone numbers, 517-853-6408. 853-6408, or Brock's cell phone number, 517-303-3262, kwsellingteam.com, kwsellingteam.com, or tommattshow.com at the bottom of the homepage. Click on through, and there you go. You're at kwsellingteam.com. Sweet website, too, by the way. All right. Stacee's here, Stacee Robison, with Brock. Brock's kind of just, he's just kind of taking it easy. 25th time. He deserves a rest. Calling this one the selling team. All right, so we're doing a role play here. This is what you guys can expect if you're going to get a hold of the selling team, and we're role playing just me being a pain in the butt customer, okay? Which I am. I am a very needy. We just can go down that whole down hard road. You can get my wife on here and she'll tell you the whole thing. I'm a needy whiner, okay? So I'm going to go to Stacee and I'm going to start whining because she's got all of our info. Okay, so let's do a quick recap, Stacee. We've had the meeting. You've done your research. You're about ready to give me some advice. Get ready for some bad news from me when you start giving me some advice. So go ahead. Let's start the story there. You've done your research. You know what we know, done market analysis. You've done these things. Now we're going to have the next conversation.
Okay, so I've given you your market value and everything.
Oh,
Let's
it's
do
not
that.
high. God, that's just so low. I can't believe
Okay.
it can be that low, Stacee. Come on.
Did you do any research prior to our meeting today, Tom?
No,
Did you have a dollar amount in mind that you thought the house would be worth?
I thought it could be at least 50,000 higher than that.
Okay.
That number you guys can't, it just seems low to me. I see other houses around here selling for, in my house. Well, what? I got chopped liver here or what?
No, I think your house is beautiful, Tom, and I I don't make the market. I do interpret it, and I've been told that I can be a very emotional person. So when it comes to real estate, I try to keep all of my emotions out of it and really just focus on the data. So that's why I think it's really important that I bring all of the comparables with me when we sit down and meet so that we can look over all of the data together. At the end of the day, this is a very data centered process. And if we miss the mark on the list price, it's going to end up costing you a lot more money in the long run. I can't tell you how many times I've listed a house and had multiple offers on it and had it go over asking price, which is a great feeling. You get that rush, that bidding war that everybody wants. People start offering you different things like appraisal guarantees and escalation clauses and waiving inspections and doing all of those things. And I will make you a promise that if your house is worth more than this dollar amount that I have written down, it will sell for more. But the data.
Brock, jump in. That was so good, Stacee. Thank you so much for that. And I'm very happy now. I'm starting to feel better about, not getting my number, but it sounds to me like we want traffic. We want people to come in. Brock, take it from there. Talk about what Stacee just said. Is that a typical situation with a client?
I think now sellers are a lot more times more pleasantly surprised at what the value is. Certainly there are those times where you have a client that honestly thinks that their property is worth more than what you're sharing you believe it is. But the way that Stacee just was handling that conversation is the way that she would handle it in the field. And Stacee is a very caring, kind person. She really doesn't, when she's on an appointment, she's not thinking about a commission check. She's thinking about serving and helping the client and help them achieve whatever's in their best interest. So, when you're in that's something that she already had in her before she joined the team, but it was something that was also very altruistic, something that we already represented. So when you're consulting with clients and all you care about is their best interest, and you have the faith that if you do your job properly, that you'll be financially rewarded as well, you're just not worried about being honest with people. We're not trying to sell anybody anything. We are trying to help people solve their very real problems. And that's what makes Stacee so special. Stacee is really good at helping people get what they need.
All right, I want to fill in a couple of blanks. I thought that was very well said. Thank you, Brock, for saying that. Here's the story, everybody. Stacee will fill in the blanks, then we can move on from the role play because that was really well done. Brock and I went through a similar situation, very similar, Stacee, and he gave me my number of Big House Holt, and I thought he was low. And he explained a couple of things to me. And you know what? Once he explained it, and he explained things like carrying cost, and we'll talk about these issues that you may run into, and how long, I didn't even know what that was, and these types of things that come along, because that can happen. When you have a client like us, like me, Stacee, do you ever go on that, okay, well, we can list that at that higher number, but you might not sell this house when you want to sell it. Do you have to go down that road with the timeline of that kind of stuff? Is that
Well,
part of?
in 10 years of doing real estate, I definitely have listed houses for higher than I thought that they should be listed at. But I think that if I don't explain the importance of listing a property at its market value, then I'm doing a disservice to my clients.
Right.
Because ultimately, if you list your house too high and you miss that mark, in that first 2 weeks is the most important timing to have your house on the market. And if your house sits, 30, 60, 90 days, people start to wonder, well, what's wrong with it? And then it's not as appealing as it was. And you're going to get lower offers and ultimately make less money than if you had listed where the data told you to list in the first place.
That's exactly the strategy. I'm going to carry this through, guys, because we're going to come up on breaker. But that was exactly the strategy that Brock shared with us when we had our meeting. And he was really cool about it because he knew that I was a little tense about it, because we don't know. As a customer, we don't know, and we think we want to get more, and we're seeing all this other going on. But let me tell you guys, Brock gave me a number, and we hit exactly that number, and that house sold in a week. And so what Stacee and what Brock are saying is, we don't want you hanging out to dry because you think you can get another 10 grand, because the carrying costs, and we'll come back, we'll talk about that definition and what you can be, because you can open yourself up for some problems here. Like I almost did, because like I said, we had the 3 mortgages going on. If I'd have had extra carrying costs with Big House Holt and had those 3 mortgages, we would have lost a lot of money that we would have made just by doing the deal, as Brock said. Listening to the experts works. That's why we want you to call Brock. Okay. Call Stacee. We will get there. We will get this done. You're listening to the Tom Matt Show. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to this week's episode of the Tom Matt Show. Thank you so much for joining us. However, you're reaching us on the broadcast, on the podcast, on the stream, however, whenever. We try to make these episodes as evergreen as possible, especially with the reality of real estate, because we want you to be able to go back and get one of Brock's. This is his 25th episode with us. The reason we have so many episodes is this is such an important topic. This is absolutely a massive topic. It's been a massive topic for us in our lives, and we want this to go well for you. Absolutely want you, because Brock saves, he will save you money by investing in his marketing, because he'll sell the house. And I've told you the story about Mike, my former neighbor, and I won't go into that one because I just did that one before, but it's the fact. Brock got my neighbor who underbid his house. He got him an extra $20,000. I didn't even know he was going to get the listing. My neighbor just came to me and just asked me, I need some help. And I sent him to Brock, and Brock took care of business. Brock, how would you like people to get a hold of you? And then we'll get Stacee's contact info.
My cell phone is, it's with me all the time. So I really prefer a call or a text. It's 517-303-3262. I'm a talker, so don't be afraid to call. But if you would prefer to text me and then have me call you at a specific time, that's fine too. And feel free to call Stacee, because You're going to be in good hands either way with our team. So
Stacee, what are your contact info?
My phone number is 517-803-5165.
Say that one more time, please.
517-803-5165.
Okay, there we
And
go.
you can call or text.
Call or text. There you go. And they'll return your calls because they're pros and they really want to help you. All right, so you got this problem. We're doing this role play thing. We're almost finished with this. And you've given me the number. Okay, we've come to the conclusion that you're right on the number. And I mentioned the previous segment, the thing called carrying costs, which I had no idea what that was till Brock explained it to me. So in case people don't know, Stacee, explain what carrying cost is and what people could be looking at if they, what is it?
Well, so, obviously you've got your mortgage, right? If there's a
Right.
mortgage on the house, you've also got your property taxes, utilities. That can get really expensive depending on, if you're in a situation where you've already moved and you've got two mortgages now and two electric bills, two gas bills, you won't, it can be pretty pricey. Not to mention, I would say one of the worst things for a house is for it to sit empty. It really, the deterioration just more than doubles when a house sits vacant. It's not good for them. So
What do you guys is a rule of thumb? What would you like, Brock? This is going to you, Brock. What would you like as your listings go? Are you looking at a window of a month, 2 weeks, in the market that we're in right now, and in general? What would you like to see for your customers as far as the turnover?
I mean, ideally 5 days. And the reason behind 5 days is you need to be marketing for at least 3 or 4 days to make sure that you're getting all the agents who have buyers that are in your search criteria to get a chance to see it. Whenever I see a property sell within 1 day, I just flat out know that agent did not get as much money for their client as they should have, because in most cases you need the 5 to 15 to 20 showings. Typically you're setting a highest and best buy date on the offer, and a lot of times, when we set that deadline for 5 days after listing, the best offers are the ones that are coming in on the last day. And it could be the difference between getting full price or getting 10 or 20,000 over. Right. And I'll tell you
for
what,
sure.
it has never been more important to have an agent that knows what they're doing. You hear people excited that they got full price, but imagine if they got 15 or 20 grand extra. Right. And it doesn't happen every
Just
time.
like my buddy Mike, just like my
Yeah.
neighbor Mike.
But it happens a lot. And also I know, when we're doing that for our clients, they're not only did we cover our own costs, but we made them more money by being they actually got us for less than free, right? Because we brought so much value to them. So I mean, this is one of those things where we do our job so well that I never have a problem sleeping. I've never taken advantage of anybody in my real estate career. I've only brought value, right? And there's a lot of agents that can't say that.
Stacee, let's talk about
unfortunately, you're right.
talk about your experience within the selling team. You've been with Brock for how long?
Going on 10 years.
Okay, so you have a very, very long track record, and we'll get to the stories here shortly. But what Brock was just saying, with the customers, with the turnover, is that what you've seen as well? Is that what you try to shoot for with your listings? You want to get these things done with no more than a month?
Yeah, absolutely. In our average days on market and here in our area sits right around the 30-day mark. But as I mentioned before, the most critical time period is that very first week that we're on market. And it's so important for.
Okay, let's stop there. Just sorry, why is the first week so important? So that people need to understand, not only they want to get the right agents and they want to get the right pictures, they want to get all the right marketing done, but why is that first week so important?
You've got to understand that there are people and clients that have been looking for houses for years. I mean, literal years. just had one close recently where they had been looking for over 2 years for the right house.
Whoa.
And so their buyer's agents will have them set up with a drip campaign that it's specific to their real estate hopes and dreams. So they get an email on their phone as soon as that listing goes live. Now that listing could be sent out to 5 people, it could be sent out to 500 people. But as soon as that listing goes live, that email is pushed out to all of these people. So when they get that email on their phone, this is a brand new listing. Photos are beautiful. This is exactly what I want. It's priced right. We need to get in there as soon as possible because this is the house that I want. So I want to, think of it as like fishing, right? You've got the best bait out there. You got it on your hook. You cast it out and you want to bring in the fish. Most people decide if they want to buy a house within the first 10 to 15 seconds of pulling in or walking in. It's a feeling and it's an emotional experience for them. And if we can't bring them through that front door based on the online marketing presence that we have, they will never have an opportunity to experience that emotional experience. And I want everybody to fall in love with the house so that they're throwing my sellers the very best offer possible.
Okay, I want to step back through the whole process here because the whole theme of today's show, everybody, is the selling team. And we did a role play earlier. If you're just joining us, I did a role play with Stacee, and it went really well. I was the problem customer. So as the listing specialist, okay, because we're getting to the point where you're going live, okay. But as the listing specialist, you've done all of this work ahead of time. You've done research. You're giving advice. You've met with the clients. You've got pictures. You've got other suggestions. What if I had a desire to put $5,000 into my bathroom and you said, no, don't do that?
Well, if I thought that putting $5,000 into your bathroom could make you $6,000 back in your pocket, then I would say, yeah, absolutely. Here's my husband's business card.
There you go. I mean, that's what we want to do with getting your house prepped. What about the staging of the home and all of that kind of stuff? All of that is done because when you go live, it's like it's time to go, right?
It's go time.
It's go time. It's go. There's no like, oh, we're going to do the staging tomorrow, but we went live yesterday. No, you want to have
No,
all.
I won't. I don't even schedule photos until they're ready because that's our first impression that we make to our prospective buyers.
Brock, I can see why she's been with you for 10 years. She's solid. I mean, she knows her stuff. She's unflappable when it comes to this stuff. And it's like, you have said serving the client several times. It's all about getting those people, us, your customers, the best bang for their buck. Okay. Let me carry this through. We got one more segment to go, everybody. I want to reset this thing. Calling this the selling team because Brock's here and Brock has not been doing a lot of talking because Stacee's been carrying the show. Stacee Robison is with us. She's unbelievable. She's greatness. Give us that phone number one more time. Would you, Stacee, your phone number, please?
It is 517-803-5165.
517-803-5165. So I'm going to add that to our liner card for Brock because that's another number that you need to have in the repertoire because the selling team, that's the whole thing about what I love so much about Brock and his Spartan attitude. And it's all about the team. It's all about the team. His name says it right there. It's all about the selling team of Keller Williams Realty. They're our best. They served us. They helped us. They got us our number. They got us our houses. Everything worked perfect. We come back. We'll have more stories. You're listening to the Tom Matt Show. Welcome back, everybody. We want to ring phones. So for this read, I'm going to hand it over to my assistant, my partner, my buddy, my brother from another mother, Mr. Brock Fletcher. We're going to go to Brock Fletcher for this read for the selling team of Keller Williams. Go ahead, Brock.
Boy, that's a lot of pressure. I mean, here's like what I think is why you would want to call our team. Every day, every year, there are families that that are going through life-changing experiences. A new job, a fresh start, a relocation across the country, a new marriage, a divorce, a death in the family, right? All of us deal with changes all the time. And the common denominator is almost all of those things are the precursor to a real estate transaction, right? And at that moment, you're not just looking for an acceptable experience. You're not just looking for an okay job. What you want to experience is a great experience, because what you're going through family-wise is difficult enough. You want to be wowed. You want to feel taken care of. You want to feel that you're important, and you want to be done. When you're done with that transaction, you want to feel completely and totally satisfied. And that is the guarantee that we offer to our clients, right? And we talk about that every single day. It is all we talk about every day. Every meeting is the client experience. And so many times I hear stories where people settled for something less. So if you want to have a great experience, if you want to feel that every penny you spent, compensating us was worth it, you need to work with our team for that 5-star experience. Stacee was given the 5-star. Yeah, we guarantee a 5-star experience. We have over 550 5-star reviews. I mean, we're by far the way most reviewed team in the Greater Lansing area. Like, it's not even close. It's not even close by like hundreds of reviews. And so either go to our website, kwsellingteam.com, or just call me directly or text me directly, and we will be on the case immediately. 517-303-3262.
Call me directly. Sorry, Brock, I cut you off there. That 303-3262. You know, that's the cell phone number. But the story is, we were customers. We sold our house, our forever home. I can't emphasize that enough. We did not want to do this, but we did because we got good advice. And then we found a beautiful, smaller place because of our life change, and things happen. Stacee, before we get into stories, because we're getting ready to do stories here, everybody, and I love doing these fun stories. Okay, we're going to do horror stories and we can do happy stories. But I just want to ask you really quickly, because you're talking about that 10 to 15 seconds. You know, people, when they walk up, when they get up to the house, they pull up to the house, you say 10 to 15 seconds. You said that in a previous segment. How much impact does curb appeal? Because I'm a yard guy, I'm a gardener. Curb appeal for homes that have yards, how much is that? How important is that for people to understand?
It's very important. And in fact, whenever I meet with a potential client for the first time, we have a magazine that our wonderful administrative team have put together for us. And within that magazine, it actually has a to-do list and how to get your home ready for the photo shoot. And it includes curb appeal, inside, outside, kitchen, bedrooms, bathrooms, the whole shebang. So you're not left wondering, feeling overwhelmed, even more overwhelmed than you may already feel going into this process. We quite literally are with you every step of the way and make the process as simple as possible for you.
With numbers getting the way they are nowadays, and the way that, you know, property has gone up and value has gone up and interest rates have gone up, I mean, it's so vitally important that you do have the team, because if you don't, then you're going to wonder. And people, you try to save money, you try to list this yourself. And I get it, everybody. I get it. Please, please, please keep in mind our story, because again, 3 mortgages. If I didn't listen to Brock, I would have had carrying costs. We probably would have lost $10,000 easily, and maybe more. Who knows? Maybe we wouldn't have sold the house. Hard to say. That's a horror story. It could have been, but it wasn't, because Brock gave us good advice. All right, Stacee, let's do. You get your choice. We can do the happy, good story, or we could do the horror story.
You know,
Uh,
I actually, something you just said made me think of another story that I'd like to share.
okay,
So I think we might go with 2 good stories today. It's Friday. I'm feeling
let's
good.
do good stories. Go ahead.
So a few weeks, well, it was about, gosh, less than 2 months ago. I received a lead from a very nice woman, and she had had a life-changing experience. She wanted to sell her condo and move into an apartment. Um, didn't have her phone number. All I had was her email, which anyone who's tried to get a response from just an email can understand that it's not the easiest task, right? So I reached out to her via email. She told me right away, I'm not interested in selling my home with a real estate agent. I cannot afford it. I shared with her some information that I took directly from the National Association of Realtors website, basic statistics, and said, this is what the data tells us about people who sell their home by themselves versus those people who work with a real estate agent to sell their home. It was all in black and white. I said, if you have any questions, feel free to call me. She looked through the information. She agreed to have a phone conversation with me after that, which we did. She scheduled an appointment with me, and then the morning of our appointment, she canceled because she had spoke with they have these type of real estate agents who basically you pay one flat fee and they'll put it on the MLS for you. And he gave her number, and
Not
she,
really, excuse me, but they're not. So that means they're not really an agent.
correct. It gives
They're
them
just
the exposure, but that's it.
okay.
And if
This is where we got to be careful, everybody. I'm sorry, Steve, but this is where we got to be careful with some of this shady stuff that's going on out there. Go ahead, Stacey.
yeah, and he was cheap. I mean, it was like $400. So she's thinking, well, gosh, I can, $400. That's a whole lot
Sure.
cheaper than what I charge, especially when considering the condo is over 300,000 and we charge percentage based, right? Anyhow, moving forward. So I said, I understand your concerns. I listened to her concerns. I asked questions because the experience is different for everyone. So I had to find out what was most important for her. And what was most important for her was hitting a number that she had in her mind and getting her house sold quickly so that she didn't have a mortgage payment and her new rent payment. So when I found out that information, I did some research. I called her. I said, listen, I think I can hit that number for you. Based on the conversations that we've had, based on my research of all of the condos that have sold in your neighborhood, I am confident that I can hit that number for you. Let me come over and take a look at your condo. She agreed. I was able to, we were able to work through everything. She signed the listing right then and there. I had my photographer there within the hour. We had it listed 2 days later and had a full price offer within 24 hours. $30,000 more than what she was going to put it up for sale for with the flat fee agent. And she didn't have to do any of the work herself.
I call that 7. Brock, you call it 7? I call that a touchdown. That's a 70-yard bomb. Yep, there we go. Let's put the arms up. That's a touchdown right there, and that's a great story. And see, this is the thing about all of the details, and this is what I think people don't understand, Brock and Stacey. And Brock, how often have you run into this? I don't even want to say fly by night $400 thing because it might not seem like a lot, but if you pay somebody $400 and they don't do anything, it's still a lot of money. So how
It
often,
cost that agent $14 to put it on the MLS.
Brock, do you see this often?
Well, it's not very popular around here. They're called discount brokers, and I mean they're licensed agents. I mean, I want to be very careful that we don't make it seem like they're not reputable. It's just they have a different business model. Their business model is no value. You just put it on the MLS. There's no negotiating. There's no paperwork assistance, whatever. They're just putting it on the multiple listing service. It's not illegal or anything of that nature. It's not like, but it's not full service either, right?
Right.
Okay, and so here's the thing with
essentially doing it yourself.
Concierge service for something like this. I would not advise it. I'm going to just say as a coach, I've been a coach for a long time. It's like, if I'm going to give you some advice, do whatever guys are going to do. But if you think that extra, not paying that percentage for your home is going to help you, good luck. God bless you. Stacey, I need a takeaway. We got a minute to go before we're going to wrap this bad boy. I want to get a takeaway from you. Brock, thank you for being with me today and bringing Stacey in. She's awesome, and she's absolutely going to be invited back again. Stacey, I'd like a takeaway from you for your new clients that you're going to get from this episode.
So my biggest message would be if, you're experiencing a life-changing event and you find yourself in need of a real estate agent, or if you just want to move. I mean, sometimes people just want a different house because they want to. Make sure that you are doing your research. Make sure that you are finding an agent who is competent, who has experience, who is ethical, who is going to be honest with you. so many times I could have just said what my clients wanted me to say. That's not how I roll. I'm going to be honest with you, because for most people, their home is the most expensive asset that they have, the most valuable asset that they have. This is not the time to go cheap, right?
Brock, give me 30 seconds.
I just want to say how much I love you and Sandy, and how much I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Stacee, I love you too. Stacee's been with me for a long time. This is who I am. This is who we are, right? Is we're relationship people. So really appreciate everything you and Sandy have done for us, done for our team, and we're so excited to be in business with you guys.
We're not done. We got big things to do here. If our show fits your business group's mission, we want to be of service to you. Remember, before you can share love with others, you must love yourself first. Tom Matt Show is a production of Boomers Rock Media. We want to bring your story to life. Thank you to Brock. Thank you to Stacee, Sandy, everybody that supports this show. Lastly, I want to say thank you to Vanessa and to Mitch Anderson. We are out.
Boom.
Okay. That was a blast. Stacee Robison. Rob. God dang, am I a klutz or what? Stacee Robison is awesome. Brock is so great to us. What we're going to be doing with the selling team and promoting them and sharing, it's so wonderful. And I just love Brock so much. And he looks great. And Stacee did a wonderful job. So kudos to you. We're going to be having some meetings with the team, and it's really exciting to be part of this whole process. And so until next time, everybody, I'm Papa Tom. It's been a Tom Matt Show. Love you so much. Peace out. Have a great day. We're out.